and take a drink because we have another accidental part 2 here. Hopefully it doesn't go to part 3, but I got an important phone call telling me the dinner was ready, so here we are now an hour later. And luckily I made a note about where I left off. So this 3-pack Daredevil is on the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body that came out, I think, was it 2023? In the 2-pack with the Spinneret / Mary Jane figure. And that was the first classic Daredevil that we had gotten in the Marvel Legends line, I believe, since, or the first new Daredevil sort of on a new body, I guess I should say, since 2015, and then Infinite Series, Hobgoblin Wave one. That was repainted a couple times, that Bucky Cap one, in the Defenders comic 4-pack. And also the Walgreens exclusive yellow and brown first appearance Daredevil, I think, was on that body. And there was that Marvel Unlimited. They give, for $100 you get one action figure a year, plus, you can read comics online and pay money for it. Can you imagine when you can just do it for free? But, whatever. That one, I'm not sure if that was on the Bucky Cap mold or if they had put that one on like the Sunfire Buck or whatever, because I don't pay $100 a year for Marvel Unlimited because I know where the free comics are. And so shouldn't you. So yeah, that Daredevil was a big improvement, and as someone recently pointed out, and I never really thought about it, it really is a good approximation of David Mazzucchelli's artwork in Daredevil Born Again. That lean, sort of muscular but lean look, tall, kind of lanky. I just wish the gloves and the boots were better delineated, maybe with a thin black line, and I wish that the D's had a black line around them as well on his chest, because they're you can barely see them, and that's not what it looks like in the comics. But ELEKTRA was definitely, as I may have mentioned, an upgrade from the SP//DR Wave ELEKTRA. I remember mentioning her and her broken foot and how I had to glue it and how I have 2 of them, so we don't need to cover that again. One of the nice things about this one, not only is this sort of stock ELEKTRA head, which I think her like skull cap / bandana, I think it's up a little too high. Somebody, I think probably Anthony's Customs, pointed that out in a review. And it definitely looks true. She's got kind of a 5 head and it sticks up way too high. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense, right? I think that might have been applied incorrectly. Either that or they molded it wrong, but it looks like a separate piece, so they probably just didn't put it in the right position when they glued it in. She also came with this alternate head, which is stunning, but it looks more like Wonder Woman or even Wonder Girl to me. The sort of innocent expression, that doesn't necessarily for me work for ELEKTRA. I get the wild hair. We certainly did see that in some of her appearances, and it is a very very ELEKTRA-looking hairstyle, but that face, that is Elektra Natchios. This face is Elektra Natchios. This face is somebody named Brittany, I think. Brittany somebody. Plus, and I've never used this head because it's very heavy, and also zero articulation when you put this giant, fairly hard and inflexible hair on her. I mean, this hair is somewhat probably the same material, but it has, some wave to it, so you can at least kind of, I got her to at least turn her head. This one, her head will never turn. Will it, Brittany? Nope. So, okay. Where were we? And then Bullseye. This is the Bullseye that came in the 3-pack, and it's hard for me to see him as an upgrade because it's still just the Sunfire body mold. He did originally, out of the box, come with the holster that is missing from him now. I gave him to this guy to restore him back essentially to his stock original condition, or as close to it as I could get, because I really just basically don't care about this one as much. I mean, I like it, but I don't love it. This one is God tier as far as I'm concerned. It's the most God tier Sunfire body figure that there could be. Sunfire body mold, not perfect, but Bullseye on it, almost perfect. This one is tighter and whoops, tauter. She tottered right over, didn't she? Stand by your man, ELEKTRA. This one being newer and newly produced as of like 3 years ago, whenever this 3-pack came out. He's true black. The blacks are black. It's a pretty matte finish on most of it. Weirdly, the butterfly joints are all gloss. See that? The shoulder is matte, butterflies are gloss, and then the chest is like satin. What the fuck is it with Hasbro not being able to like match paint colors and finishes? Why do the butterfly joints have to be shiny and glossy? It's just they never fail to fail. Like Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young. I think Young was on that song too, but yeah, you see, and the difference between like the gloss or the satiny finish on the blue and then the glossy black. You see the difference in how it reflects the light. For an almost $100 3-pack, they couldn't have had some quality control on, you know, how the paint was applied and what finishes to put on it. It's just that kind of it's that kind of shitty little pissy failure. I mean, I still like the figure. I mean, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, and this guy is like a 9 out of 10, even though it's the same figure. But the finish is consistent on this from head to toe, compared to this Cobb job. I'm getting angry. I don't often get really truly angry about Hasbro, but when I think about what people were paying for this and what I paid for it, and for the fact that Bullseye is a very popular, very important character in Daredevil, god damn it, you know, you couldn't finish it correctly so that it all like looks organic and looks of a piece. Make it all glossy if you have to. God knows you do that often enough, Hasbro. Daredevil over here, he's matte from head to toe, except apparently now that I'm looking at it, his torso seems to be shiny. Fucking assholes. Guess we swear now on this show. Anyway, yeah. So you know, if I was grading these on a scale of 1 to 10, which I'm about to, Daredevil is good but not great. It looks like the Secret Wars Wave one that's coming out may be great, although I'm sure that between now and when it comes out, Hasbro will find some way to screw that up, because that's what they do. I would give the Daredevil an 8 out of 10. ELEKTRA, I think, well, I'm going to have to knock a point off for the skull cap probably not being on there properly. Also, I noticed some paint missing on her shoulder there. It looks like somebody's been chewing into her shoulder. Or if maybe that's supposed to be a little bare shoulder and then the white, but they should have just made it all white, because it looks like somebody's been chewing her top off. And I mean, I could understand that. Don't get me started. But ELEKTRA, I'm going to give a 7 because of the, the neither head sculpt really allows for a lot of articulation, and that skull cap is clearly on wrong. Bullseye in blue here in the middle, the finishes being all the wrong color. I'm going to go 6 out of 10 for him. Netflix Wave Bullseye, the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure Wave Bullseye. It was both the Netflix Wave and the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure Wave, so, die mad about it. As I say, I had to restore this guy because I got him secondhand, but he was still in pretty good shape. He just needed some of his accessories and add-on parts updated, and I did update them, and I'm happy with that. So he gets a 9 out of 10. I will never give a 10 out of 10 to the Sunfire body mold with the small shoulder balls. The only figure that they've ever corrected those shoulders on that I'm aware of. I mean, there's probably more than one, but the Retro Falcon is a Sunfire body mold, but he has human-looking shoulders and therefore a better silhouette. And then this SPDR//whatever.com Wave ELEKTRA, Build-A-Figure Wave ELEKTRA. Boy, I was so excited about that figure when it came out. And as I say, I have 2 of them. I have this one, and I have one with my Red Ninjas in my G.I. Joe Classified display. I just love the idea of her working for Cobra. As you can see, both of her size have, or both of her psi, I should say, have Peyronie's disease, but most Hasbro accessories, especially at that size, do. They can't keep them straight. They can't keep it up. It's a shame. For her time, when it was initially released, and whenever that SPDR wave came out, like 2017, 2018, I probably would have given her an 8 out of 10. Now, by modern Hasbro standards, between the two of them, I mean, what I would have given ELEKTRA an 8, if not for the skull cap, but I gave her a 7. This one has not aged as well, but for its time, it was probably an 8. And, it's not their fault that the foot broke on this one. So, yeah, I'll give both of the ELEKTRAs an 8, just because, I love ELEKTRA. And I also think this one needs some credit because that is a very close look to how Frank Miller and Klaus Janson depicted her in the comics. That really does look like Elektra. It doesn't look like Wonder Woman. It doesn't look like Brittany. That looks like Elektra Natchios, the tainted member of the Hand. And then over here we have this one looks like Elektra after she's been purified by the ritual that Stone and then Daredevil put on her to cleanse her soul. And then we have poor Brittany here without a body. But check out her OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Brittany Natchios. There she goes. Boy, kind of looks like a young Winona Judd now that I'm looking at it too, like back in the day, like 1980, 86, 87, you can see where she's going. Look at those striking blue eyes, though. I didn't know Elektra had blue eyes, but now that I'm looking at them, all three of these heads have blue eyes. Okay, well, the all-American Greek girl next door, Elektra Natchios, and her sister Brittany. Trying to think if I have anything else to say about Daredevil. I'm looking forward to season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. I do love Charlie Cox as Daredevil, and I understand he'll be teaming up with and or confronting Bullseye during the season. I was going to prop up Brittany here too, but there's no real way to do that, but I'll get her into the frame anyway. Oop. I don't want Bullseye pointing his gun at her, though. That would be disrespectful. Now we're doing upskirt business. And, Brittany, come on. Let's just, maybe I can get her to, all right, forget it, Brittany. Where was I? Yeah, Daredevil Season 2, Born Again Season 2. I absolutely love Vincent D'Onofrio in everything I've ever seen him in, from Full Metal Jacket to, Adventures in Babysitting. He's freaking crazy in Adventures in Babysitting. I mean, he's just great in that. And then he had a whole TV show, Law and Order show, Law and Order Criminal Intent, which he was one of the, I guess he was like the main star. And that show, I mean, that was the show that actually made me watch Law and Order for the first time, because Vincent D'Onofrio is just a genius. The guy who plays the Kingpin in the Daredevil TV series. And he was great in Law and Order Criminal Intent, a very intense character, and they did a lot of character work on him, which you don't usually see with the cops on Law and Order shows. And if you go on YouTube, there's a short film. I think it's about 13 minutes long. It's called 5 Minutes, Mr. Wells, I believe. But if you just if you go on YouTube and you search, well, you're on YouTube, so just do a search after you leave this video, after you leave a thumbs up, for Vincent D'Onofrio and 5 Minutes, Mr. Wells, and it's free to watch on YouTube. It's Vincent D'Onofrio playing Orson Welles, as he also did in Ed Wood. He played Orson Welles in Ed Wood, although they changed the voice actor to the guy Maurice LaMarche, the guy that did he was the Brain on Pinky and the Brain, but the Brain was based on Orson Welles too, so it all comes back around. So your homework assignment is go look up 5 Minutes, Mr. Wells, starring Vincent D'Onofrio on YouTube. It is excellent, and I wish it was a full-length film. I could watch Vincent D'Onofrio play Orson Welles until I die of old age. That's how much I love Orson Welles and Vincent D'Onofrio, and I don't know how I got off on this tangent. I haven't even shown you a Vincent D'Onofrio action figure, but luckily, here's one right now. There he is. That is the MCU Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin head and hands, because it's a very pale flesh tone, so I take the hands too. On the Hammerhead body. I don't know why I didn't have him out in the first place, but it's funny. I'm sitting here talking about old Vinny D, and there he is, Vinny D, Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, I've been tempted to put a little stubble on his head and make him the character from Law and Order Criminal Intent, but I don't want to wreck my Kingpin head. You know how it is. All right. Sorry about the accidental part 2, but this has been about 25 minutes on Daredevil. The Daredevil Man Without Fear 3-pack, with a brief reflection on my love for Orson Welles and Vincent D'Onofrio, and I think that we've really covered it all, don't you? If I missed anything, please leave a comment, let me know, and I'll fill you in. Otherwise, please leave a thumbs up on the video or a thumbs down if you despised it, and comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you subscribe so you find out whenever I upload anything new. to this crazy channel and share this video with a friend. If you have any friends who like Daredevil and don't mind two-part videos that originally were just supposed to be one part. See what I'm saying there? All right, that'll do it for this edition of Action Figure Obsession here on the Avian and Loaded channel. For Daredevil, Purified Elektra, Blue Shirt Bullseye, Black Shirt Bullseye, Broken Foot Elektra, Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin, and Brittany Nachios' OnlyFans page. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Action Figure Obsession. And I will see you on the next one.